What an introduction. One more time for Paul and Rui, everybody. Make it loud for him. Oh, that's wonderful. God, there's a real height difference between me and that guy. Good Lord, did you see he had to adjust the mic at the end to get it ready for me? He's like, are you guys ready? And I was like, what a pro that guy is. That's how you can tell a pro from a not pro, because a not pro will just leave the mic up here and I'll have to come up like, what's up, everybody? I gotta climb the mic stand to bring it down. That guy is subtly tall, you know? Like, some people are tall and you're like, what does he have, like 8 knees? Like, you ever see someone too tall and you're like, oh my God, make way. Like, but I think he's like good looking. You look at his face and you're like, oh, you are a giant. There's like, sorry, all right, you guys didn't feel that way. You're like, no, apparently you're just attracted to him. I don't know what that was, but it's very nice to be here. What a beautiful comedy club on top of a parking structure. This is, what a weird building. I think this is the only thing here. It's a pyramid of parking with a comedy club that feels like a steakhouse. Does anyone else get that feeling? It's just has a feeling like we're all waiting for a baked potato, and I asked for medium rare. This looks more medium. Horseradish. Right? I don't know. I like it. I think beautiful city. I walked around today, and I've been to San Francisco before, but I don't think I did enough stuff. Because I walked through, I did the thing, and I walked through the other thing. Telegraph the thing, and then I walked through Columbus and Washington Park. I did all, and I was just like, this might be the most beautiful city I've ever seen. And I'm not just saying that to get you on my side. I mean that, and there's no joke coming after this. There's no, and then I saw, no. It was just amazing. And listen, I know you guys have your troubles, but you keep it somewhere else, because I didn't see it. I don't know where, I missed that part of the walk. I went to all the good I've seen it. Every time I turn on YouTube, they're like, San Francisco is falling. And it's just the word. It looks like a scene out of Les Miserables on the... That's what the thumbnail is. I'm like, is that Jean Valjean running through the alleys with a loaf of bread while everyone's chasing? What is going on in San Francisco? And I just had an enchanting walk through it was like it had rained, and then it stopped raining, and then the sun was setting. It was golden hour. I'm like, I need to write poetry. This is beautiful. I felt like Jack Kerouac just walking through. I'm like, I get beatnik stuff now, you know? And I don't. I've tried to read some Jack Kerouac, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about. You ever tried to read some of that stuff? And you're like, yeah, I'm a beatnik too. I remember that. Yeah, I don't remember it, but I'm like, I can get behind that. Anti-World War II, after that generation. Yeah, let me read some of that. And he's just like a guy on a train. Like, he's a hobo. He chose to go on a train. He had like a regular life. He's like, no, I gotta eat. I gotta get on the rails, man. And then he would just get on the rails and he'd eat beans out of a can. And I'm like, you chose this? I don't think I should be listening to this guy, you know? Thanks for giggling at that. I didn't know how that would go here. It just turns the entire... He doesn't like Kerouac. Get him! I like my authors poor, but I don't want it to be their choice. You know what I mean? I don't want a guy to go, I'm going to be poor so I can write good stuff. No, I want it circumstantial, and then you make good stuff, and then you get out of being poor. I don't want, some guy middle class, nah, Dad, I'm going on the rails. It's it's not the punk rock I'm looking for right now. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. I mean, I did see a couple homeless people, but they were throwback homeless people. He was just an alcoholic. Remember that? Remember when alcohol was the one, and they just, and you're like, where have you been? Because now it's actually, the fentanyl and the mental illness, it's awful to see, but this guy was just a red face. He looked like he just got off a boat. He was like an old barnacle of a man. He just walked off a fish stick box or something, and I was like, that's a throwback homeless guy. I'd read his book, I'd tell you that. If he had a book, you have a book? I'll read your book. That didn't look like a choice. Absolutely beautiful, man. But yeah, walked around. I was gonna get on your little trolleys and your trains, but then I saw a video of the train driver fell asleep. Did you see that video? I didn't even know anyone was driving those. I honestly didn't. I thought that was all computerized. If you didn't know, apparently, I don't know if it was the BART or one of the other ones. The which one? The Muni. Is that like a big one, or is it like a one car? 2 or 3 cars, kind of like a trolley. Yeah, all right, cool. Well, apparently, that's not computerized. Someone was driving, and then they fell asleep, and we had footage, and, like, I don't know if you saw it. We have security cameras everywhere. It's awesome. You don't have to take anyone's word for it. You can just watch what happened. This lady was driving, and her foot hit the pedal, and this thing starts cooking, and it's like a car. It's mayhem in the back. People are flying out. Someone gave birth. Baby flew out of there. Like, it was madness in the back, and she's just like, oh, this is wonderful. Like, you could tell she was getting some good REM sleep. She's like, oh yeah, oh, I do want to get on a chairlift or whatever she was dreaming about. But then she got knocked around enough that she was like, like, I love watching someone wake up in terror. Like, imagine the worst situation you've ever woken up to. Now imagine you're driving a train. Imagine that. You're like, oh my God! And it's one of these trains that goes through traffic. It blew through a stop. There's a car. And she just grabbed, it's like an iPad. She just grabbed it. And she brought it to a stop. And then she got out. They have all this on camera. She gets out of her little cubby that she drives in. And everyone's like, what was that? And she's like, it was the computer. She blamed it on the computer. And everyone's like, no, that was ridiculous. And she's like, we didn't crash. And that's when I was like, I like her. All right? I relate to her. All right? Do you have any idea how many times I've said that to my wife? When I'm driving and I gotta hit the brakes, and she's like, what was that? We didn't crash. God, that happens once a week with me and my wife when I drive. Because I get bored when I drive. Like, it's so, if you drive, everything in front of you is boring. It's so, all the exciting things are on the side. Everything in front of you is just dead boredom. Just tumbleweaves and boredom. Just books without pictures. Just boredom. And then everything's fun, and then I look, and then sometimes I'm like, oh no, and then I hit the brakes, and my wife's like, I'm like, we didn't crash. Come on. I don't know. It's fun. That's how I get my news. I try to watch the news, and then I'm like, it's too, I don't know, it's too fast. Like, I can't, it's hard. People are like, isn't Trump good for comedy? No, because he's better at it than we are. He's better at it than we are. Whatever you think you're going to say about him, he kind of says himself, and then we just come up, hey, did you hear he said he wasn't going to heaven? And then, am I even saying that, or am I just repeating the thing he just said? He already said it. I'm just saying, hey, did you hear that? And you're like, yeah. It's just, but it's every day. It's too much. You can't even process today, because yesterday too much stuff happened. It's like, it reminds me of a Brazilian steakhouse. You ever eat at a Brazilian, and they just keep coming with the meat, and you're like, no more meat. You have the no more meat card up, and they're like, we like to party in Brazil, and they just keep... That's what it's like to keep up with the news. You're like, I'm still getting over the other thing. Like, we got 8 more things here. No, welcome to the Brazilian steakhouse of information. It's just awful. Like, I'm not over that guy fainting in the Oval Office. Like, if this was normal times, we'd be talking about that for 3 months. First question we'd ask is, who the hell was that guy? He was the only not famous guy in the thing. Some of you have forgotten. It was a week ago. It was a week ago. Some guy fainted they were giving a speech. Some guy fainted in the Oval Office, and Trump just stood there, just... It was like an end scene of a sitcom. Just credits. See you next week. No, it was crazy. He froze. Someone ran away. It was like we got to see fight, flight, and freeze in all its different iterations. I don't know who he was, but he fainted, and then Dr. Oz, yes, the guy from TV, ran over. He's in the government now, so he ran over to help, and then RFK ran out of the room. He just booked it. And people were judging him for that, but I'm like, dude, that guy's a Kennedy, all right? When someone goes down next to you, you're like, I'm not waiting this thing out, dude. You have any idea of his family history? He's got to get your running shoes on. It's time to go. And Trump was like, I don't know. And Trump was actually the person I related to the most. That's me in every emergency situation I've ever been in. I actually knew what he was going through. And with cameras, that sucks, you know? And then I went over to the Golden State Park, and it was gorgeous. This is the biggest trees I've ever seen. I don't know where you guys got those trees. They're amazing. And then I went to Haight-Ashbury, and that was my plan. I was going to go to Haight-Ashbury, check out the old hippie neighborhood from the 60s, and get something to eat. And then I walked down the street, and I was like, oh, they're keeping it authentic. I'm not going to eat here. I thought, before I went there, I was like, lower your expectations, because, there's probably going to be, a Viore store or, high-end stuff. It's probably, but no, they kept it. It's probably not exactly authentic to the 60s, but it's not that far off, all right? I saw some people making a real good attempt at keeping it authentic, and I'm just like, I'm not eating here, Just that's they never talked about the smell of the 60s. It just looked fun. It just looked like concerts and no pants. And I went and I got a whiff of the 60s, and I was like, I think I would have been against it. Like watching the Wonder Years, I thought I was going to be the sister, the hippie sister. I'm going to Haight-Ashbury, and I'm like, I think I'd be the dad. You're going to college. And I never saw the dad's point until I smelled it, and I was like, I get that. Smell is a strong sense. People don't realize that. Sight is important, touch is very important, but smell will make you change your mind. You can go somewhere thinking you're the most open-minded person in the world. Yeah, free love. Everybody gets a chance. What the hell is that? Shut it down. Bring in the National Guard. Shut it down. I don't know. But yeah, there was just packs of flies. I walked down the street, and there would be, how every once in a while you're walking in nature and there's just a pack of gnats, and they just pick an area, and then you walk through it, and you're like, what the hell is that? I walked through multiple packs of flies that were around nothing. They weren't around a garbage can. They weren't around a person. They were just like, what's next, fellas? They were contemplating their next move, and I was like, you're not going to eat here. That's all right. Not that adventurous. I want to know the history more. I kind of feel bad because I feel like I didn't learn the history of San Francisco like I thought I was going to. But it was my fault. I should have gone to some museums because I know very basic things like gold, a lot of gold, and jeans. That's all I know. Gold and pants, and then later soup and bread. I know what I pieced together. People came out and they're panting for gold, and then some guy named Levi was just tired. I guess they were doing it without pants or something. And he's like, I gotta invent pants. I'm tired of looking up everyone's porthole while they're bent over sifting for gold. So he invented jeans, and then he's like, now I want to eat soup out of bread. Sometimes it's better not to go to the museum. You can just build your own novel. Just make up your own stories. It's a Wednesday night. How's it going? We're at the mall on a Wednesday. How are you? That was very polite. Some people wooing, some people clapping. This lady just politely waving. Hello. Hi, how are you? Yes, I have the most kind audience members at all of my shows. They're like, woo, yeah, hi, there you are. So good. Thank you guys so much for coming out. One more time for all the comics you've seen tonight. Make it loud for them. Yeah. So good to be here. I love performing at this mall. This is the nicest mall to perform at. Trust me, I perform at malls all over the country, and most of them look closed. And not this one. This one looks like malls used to look. It's like we stepped back into 1985, and we're like, whoa! Feels good. Feels energized, you know? Because then there's the rest of Irvine, which is just corporate offices for businesses you used to go to. It's so weird. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I remember BlackBerry. Oh, that's where they do their taxes. All right. You're like, oh my God, a Taco Bell? Corporate? All right. That means there's like an office somewhere with just documents of how many chalupas they sold. 2023. Some guy over there going, I gotta keep up with these chalupa sales. I'm an accountant on Tex-Mex. That's what I like Irvine. I like what you guys got going on. Everything's curated. Everything. Your HOA is on point. No one's going wild with the painting of their houses. Everything's. You got it down to about 3 swatches. No one's hanging up basketball hoops. There's none of that here. You guys got a stiff HOA board out here. Manicured lawns. No one has a relative in an RV. There's none of that going on over here. I like that. You guys are running a tight ship. I appreciate that. Running a tight ship. Day before Thanksgiving, trying to have some fun, right? Before you gotta sit down with the family. Yeah? I love Thanksgiving. It's the best one. It's a holiday. It's all about the food. No gifts. No gifts. You don't have to pretend to say thank you. You don't have to go, oh, how'd you guess? You know, none of that. You can just be like, more. Please feed me more. None of that. All you have to do is shut up. That's all you have to do. Just smile. It's the best holiday. God, I love it. It's good to be here. I flew in from New York today. I flew in, into San Diego. Should have flown closer. Flew to San Diego, got a rental car, and I'm like, what have we done? I think I forgot how long that drive is. From San Diego to here is somewhere between an hour to 6 hours, depending on where everyone is headed on that certain holiday. Man, that drive north, everyone's headed south. Like it's, remember that movie The Day After Tomorrow where the world's ending? And everyone's just heading south like, oh, it's freezing up here. And I'm like, I think we're going the wrong direction. The end of the world is coming from that away. We're hitting it head on. Yeah, flying this time of year, it's the time of year where everyone that doesn't fly, flies. And it's so noticeable out there. You're like, what? Last week I got doused with a bottle of Dr. Pepper from a lady who was putting her bag on I had the aisle seat and she was putting a bag on the overhead. And it's 5 in the morning. I'm like, why is it raining right now? And I look up and there's a liter, but just and I was like, I think you got a leak there. And she's like, oh no, my Dr. Pepper. You know? Man, drinking Dr. Pepper on a 5 a.m. flight too. Like, I just looked at her, I'm like, man, I hope you didn't forget to lock your storage unit before you left this morning. You're drinking Dr. Pepper at 5 in the morning, you live in a storage unit. You have a YouTube channel about living in that storage unit. I like the chuckles in Irvine, because you guys have too much money to laugh too hard at that. You gotta laugh in between. Well, you know. It's that in-between chuckle. Doused me with Dr. Pepper. And then today, everyone on my flight was extremely elderly. There's nothing wrong with that. That's nice. That shows love. They're in their later years and people aren't coming to visit them. They're like, ship him in. Hey, should we go visit Grandpa? Half his body doesn't work. No, fly him out. We'll bump him up to economy. Like, You know how many old people I watched boarding the flight this morning? Just... I was like, what? And there's one elderly man. I'm not making fun. I am, but I'm not. But it's from a place of love. Really, I'm mad at the family that owns this elderly person. What are you doing, shipping this old man across? Go visit him. He's elderly. He had to use the bathroom like 100 times, and each time he got up, and I'm like, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna. And each time, you ever watch someone go to the bathroom and then they close the door and I'm like, yeah, but then what's going on in there? What's gonna happen then? Yeah. It's irresponsible. Go visit your family. Don't ship them out like they're an Amazon package, man. Go visit Grandpa in New York. He lives in New York. That's where you're gonna spend Christmas. You guys hush. You're like, that was our grandfather. Shipped him out. I had a nice elderly woman behind me on the flight, and she didn't know how the touchscreen wasn't working for her in the headrest, so she just made sure to jab the hell out of that. That was a 5.5-hour flight, and I'm just over there like, it's the holidays. You have to let it go. It's Thanksgiving, you know? The Native Americans and the Pilgrims came together. They were able to set their differences aside. Come on, it's the holiday season, pumpkin spice lattes. 5.5 hours, reminding myself not to yell.